You're welcome. Look, you know what? Why didn't you straighten your hair? I straightened my hair for you. I was hoping for the headband and the straight hair. What's going on?
Yeah, well, apparently you weren't hoping hard enough. Your ability to use the law of attraction is clearly just not very effective, Michelle.
I don't straighten my hair, by the way. This is just this is mostly air dried. The reason why I think is if I blow dry it too much, I find it gets too dry. So I just tend to kind of give it a bit of a blow dry and then let the air and the atmosphere do the rest.
Yeah, I like that. Where the earth becomes like your hairstylist, the atmosphere in the earth. I like that. Yeah, I was actually in the infrared sauna, and then I had to do a shower real quick before you and I jumped on the air. So, yeah, I have not had a chance to beautify myself.
I think it's awesome that you've made time for me after hours. I don't really, record after hours with people. I mean, I feel really special that you'll put time aside for me.
Well, you are special. There's two reasons why we're doing this after hours. First and foremost is because you are so special. Second reason is I'm a workaholic. I work all the time. So, but really, I can't stress enough. It's really mostly because you're so special, Michelle.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure I'd do an after hours for show too. If you twisted my arm. I wanted to talk something. Usually I don't have anything to say before my shows because usually a lot of it just comes through. But today I went for my jog this morning and it was so funny. I was actually like getting jokes to tell you. This has never happened to me. I'm jogging along and I'm getting jokes dropping in, going, this is funny. I was laughing at them. Now, I know a lot of my jokes are very Phil Dunphy, so I own the dad joke. I'm the, but I don't know, I got to tell them. So I don't even know if I can remember them, but I'll try.
Well, I'd love to hear as much as you can remember. I've got both my ears open.
All right. So for those of you who don't know what a spiritual blonde is, sorry, we can't explain it to you until after the jokes. So you might have to rewind and then you'll get the jokes better. Okay, so what do you call a spiritual blonde?
That is a good question, Michelle.
Yes! Oh my God, you got it. See, you're the joke maker. You know the punchline before you even get the joke.
Well, who do you think telepathically communicated the joke to you in the first place?
Yeah, I was channeling you.
I feel like I've evolved to become your spirit animal.
Oh my God, that's well. Wait till you hear this next joke because that's too. It's a bit close to. Okay, so what do you call when you combine Michelle Lightworker with JP Sears?
It's a good question. I'm Michelle. Michelle. I'm going to have to plead the fifth on this, which is a U.S. amendment. That means I have nothing to say. I don't know. I'd love to hear it.
Oh, good. Okay. You get an ultra spiritual blonde ginger.
That how did I not see that?
Or you could say an ultra spiritual ginger blonde. I mean, that probably flows better.
I think, yeah, that with ginger in front of the blonde, that's kind of like, it's got the gingerbread alliteration to it. So yeah, ultra spiritual ginger blonde. That sounds way cool.
And then the last one more, okay? And then the torture is finished. What do you call a ultra spiritual dog?
I would get, well, let's see. Dog is the word God spelled forward. So would you call it dog or God?
No, Zephyr.
I think Zephyr would agree. He's laying probably 2 or 3 meters away from me on my office floor under a blanket. So he is not protesting. So I think that Zephyr thinks that you're right.
Yes, and I think, you know what, I really felt like Zephyr wanted to be a part of this discussion, and I felt like he was almost going to sit on your lap while we were talking sometimes. I just felt like he's here anyway, even if he's just lying there snoozing, he's metaphysically, he's hovering around us going, yeah, dudes, I don't have to be on the lap to be with you.
I think you're right. You know, he's physically a few meters away from me, but I think he is astrally projecting himself onto my lap.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Maybe he'll physically project himself onto my lap later. Zephyr's got his own free will. In fact, I think Zephyr's also got my free will under control as well. He's got me trained impeccably.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm this ultra spiritual thing, this blonde, the spiritual blonde thing, I really want to clarify just in case people don't know, right? But I am that person that is a recovering control freak who's now so in the letting go of what I meant to be doing, blah, 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 blah. People wonder how the hell I do what I do. But it's just because like I just keep turning up to do what I've been guided to do. That's it, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, who falls into, you know, 2 movies and then to be in 2 movies and then producing 5 movies on peace humanitarianism the next day, no, the same day, and then 48 hours later realizes that their own TV show is actually being made into a movie. Like, that's a spiritual blonde, man. You're just turning up, you're falling into these movies and you're not trying to do anything, you're just turning up. It's funny. I mean, I just, do you find that in your life too, that you just fall into things?
Well, I find that I'm definitely not blonde. I mean, I've tried, but I've just I've got kind of like the first and second chakra thing going with my hair. But you know, I love what you're saying. In fact, when I'm hearing you like elaborate what the term spiritual blonde means to you, that really reminds me of the movie Forrest Gump. You've probably seen it.
My favorite movie. It's on my Facebook as one of my favorite movies. So there's proof. Facebook.
That movie, that is, I mean, that's a little bit old at this point. That's got to be like 20 years old, maybe longer. Seems like it was just released the other day. But I digress. One of the brilliant things I love about Forrest Gump is he's kind of like the blind man stumbling along, and he just finds his way. Because to me, Forrest Gump is the archetype of the innocent. He's not outsmarting himself by kind of like honoring where he thinks he's supposed to go, honoring what he thinks he's supposed to be doing. Instead, he's honoring what he's supposed to be doing. He's honoring where he's supposed to go, not where he thinks he's supposed to go. So to me, that's kind of like it represents I think the beautiful state of mind, which is ironically a place of, you know, kind of like having the ability to not think. And I like your playful term, the spiritual blind. It really speaks to that, in my opinion. It's kind of like allowing us to use, in my opinion, it's like using, better said, it's putting us in a position where we're using our mind as a slave rather than us being a slave to our mind. And, you know, I can also relate to that in my life and my career when things work well, and I've been blessed. They seem to be unfolding and blossoming really nicely lately. I do feel like I'm the blind man stumbling along. I feel like this spiritual blonde where it's like there's a grace where things find me, probably because I'm not walking in the opposite direction, trying to fulfill my ego's agendas. And I will say, just to add my last 2 cents to that, well, they do seem to like gracefully find me. There is a lot of hard work that I put in as well, where I'm essentially kind of like very committed to what I'm doing. And to me, that's a part of it as well. I won't pretend that I just sit around and meditate for 23 and a half hours a day and, you know, things just materialize through the power of my handsomeness. Apparently it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, you're allowed to say that. Jesus. But, you know, I can call you that too, if you like. I picked up on my own joke that I didn't even know I said. See, that's a spiritual blonde moment. See, I even joke without knowing it.
I like that. Telling jokes that you don't know you're telling when you're telling them.